Mike Dean has come out and hasn't helped any referee whatsoever, with him admitting that he actually saved a mate instead of using VAR. Former Premier League referee spoke in the Up Front with Simon Jordan podcast, revealed that he purposefully made a mistake in VAR to protect his mate Anthony Taylor.
I made a few mistakes as VAR. I missed a stupid hair pull at bloody Chelsea Tottenham, which was pathetic from my point of view. And it's one of them where if I had my time again, what would I do? I'd send Anthony to the screen. I think that I knew he never sent to the screen. I've said this before, is that he's cautioned both managers. He's had a hell of a game. It's been such a tough game end to end. And I said to Andy afterwards, I just didn't want to send you to the screen after what's gone on in the game. And Andy said it doesn't matter what goes on in the game, you know. And it's easy now. And again, I didn't want to send him up because he's a mate as well as a referee, and I think I didn't want to send him up because he didn't want any more because what he already had. And Andy's big and bold enough and ugly enough to know full well that if he's going to the screen, he's going to the screen for a reason.
Wow. I mean that is a bomb. That's a bomb that's just gone off there.
I don't get from that, Cundy. He's cautioned both managers. He's had a hell of a game. It's been such a tough game end to end. Oh, poor you. That's why you're a Premier League referee. You don't want to do it.
It's his job, mate.
Go and referee somewhere else.
It's his job.
It's your job.
It's his job.
That's like you saying you're having a tough game at the end of the game, and you know, don't go and track your runner.
A tough show with Gabby.
Yeah. don't go and track your runner. Like,
that's terrible,
it's
mate.
Shocking, mate.
And here's my problem with it. We just saw there. Look, there's been a couple of VAR incidents this season already. Okay, we saw what happened at Old Trafford a couple of weeks ago with the Onana situation. All that's going to do is going to fuel the narrative that we've just heard Mike Dean as backing his mate or protecting his mate. Now, I don't believe for 1 second, and choose my words carefully here, I don't genuinely believe that is the case. But what Mike Dean has done, he has thrown doubt in my mind. I don't believe for 1 second that the game is corrupt. No. I don't believe that. No. I believe that they're incompetence, yes, and that proves the case there. But what Mike Dean has admitted to is absolutely disgraceful. It's disgraceful because the decision that he made was not based on what he was looking at on field. Yeah. His job as a VAR is to look at that decision in isolation, forget what's going on around him, forget the noise.
But it's his mate.
It's terrible, Gab.
Can you believe it?
It's terrible.
What we've got to do now, we've got to find out who's mates or not. Honestly, you can't do a game with your mate. I don't understand how bringing him over to look at the screen would have been an easy.
Where's the problem in that? How's they all he's done is made Anthony Taylor and himself look worse. Yes. The PGMOL, Howard Webb now has got the mess that he's going to have to clean up after just what he said there. Those words. And we're looking ahead to this weekend. If there's going to be an incident this weekend, Gab, let's. And you all of a sudden, there's as suspicious as we're going to be. We're going to think, oh, is he just done his mate a favour there?
But as well, what would have happened at that moment? Would Mike Dean would he have been like in the VAR studio? Oh no! Let him off through that one. Lads. He's had a tough game. He had to book both referees. He's had a lot of drama in the game. Don't bring him over. You know what? The game's nearly up. Just leave that one. You can't do that. The rules are the rules. You know, get him over to the screen. He'll give a red card straight away for the hair pull. What's that? Why are you protecting him? What from? I didn't get on with Mike Dean one bit. I've said it before on this show. Arrogant. You couldn't speak to him. Chirpy. Just had the arrogance about him on the field. You know, you get fouled and he'd be like...
What did he say? What did he say to you?
He'd be the sort of referee, right? If you got fouled, you're like, come on, ref. He'd be like, oh, you're bloody useless anyway, this game. Get on with it. Just get on with it. Stop trying to talk to me. Right. Stop trying to talk to me. It's all about Mike, isn't it? It wouldn't surprise me, mate, if he went into the I'm a Celebrity. Get me out of here.
It wouldn't surprise me either.
It wouldn't surprise me if he wrote a book all about Mike.
Was that what the book would be called?
All about Mike.
do you think that this is part of his plan to come out? I mean,
probably.
I don't know whether he's going to realise the impact of what he said. Do you think that
he's a celeb?
Yeah, you think this is deliberate? You think this is all pre-planned?
He's a celeb.
He'll have an agent now.
Probably, yeah.
Well, he will have an agent when he's going to, you need an agent.
Mate, he'll be in the jungle, telling you.
Yeah.
December. Every trial.
Football fans be throwing him.
No, but
hold on. They'll be getting him doing all sorts. Chelsea fans, their mobile phone bills will be through the roof.
Cobham phone bills.
There's been 150,000 phone calls from Cobham. Oh, dear me.
But What I don't get, mate, is like you're not protecting him. What are you protecting him from? Him going
I don't
over
get
to
it,
the,
Gab. It
him
makes no
going
sense.
over to the screen.
It makes no sense to me.
Him going over to the screen and
makes no
looking at
sense.
it. I'm sure the screen's probably by the Chelsea fans anyway, not by the Spurs
But it makes no
fans.
sense. Just
What are you protecting
do
him
your
from?
job.
It's his job.
I know. I don't know. It's
He's not going to get like things thrown at him.
It's absolutely shocking. I'm going to read out the statement that PGMOL have released earlier regarding comments made by former match official Mike Dean yesterday. A PGMOL spokesman said, VARs go under extensive training with a focus centred entirely around effectively working with the on-field team of officials to rectify clear and obvious errors. When VARs identify a clear and obvious error by the on-field team of match officials, they should intervene and recommend a review by the referee. We strongly refute any suggestions that VARs do not intervene for whatever reason, but when they have identified a clear and obvious error. Basically, backtracking, or certainly trying to protect themselves after what Mike Dean has said. It's over to you guys. 03717223344. That's the number Ben, the Man United fan, has dialed. Ben, good afternoon. Welcome.
Good evening, Ben.
Good afternoon, gents. Great show.
Cheers, Benny boy. What do you want to say?
Yeah, now, usually I agree, Gabby, well, like you say, but this one I think you're wrong. I mean, Gary Neville, we're all on the referees. We need a voice for referees. Explain what you've done. It's come out. That's what Mike Dean's done. He's come out. He said, I've made a mistake. I should have done that. This is what I did. And then you said he should have kept his mouth shut. But that's the counter opposite of what we want referees to do. The guy is coming out and being big enough to admit he's made a mistake in that event. He's only human. These VAR refs are humans. People make mistakes. So I think he should be applauded for admitting his mistake, not chastised.
Is it a mistake or is it a choice?
It was a mistake in the heat of the moment. Don't tell me you've never done something to
I wouldn't
protect
have
the
done
mate.
something like that. Like, referees are there. How do you know Andy Taylor doesn't enjoy the controversy of a game, the atmosphere?
Obviously, you'd know that a lot better than me, Gabby, and he might well. But to be fair, if he was that type of person, wouldn't he have been better not saying that? By coming out and admitting it, he's risking his own reputation. So credit for him for doing it, I think.
But Ben, think about it this way. He's already getting cautioned both managers.
Yep.
It's the last minute of the game. What is he protecting him from? He's going to walk over to the screen, which is by the Chelsea fans, I would believe, look at the screen, see it's a red card, and send him off. That's not going to cause any carnage for the referee.
No.
That's what I
agree.
don't understand, mate.
No, I agree. It's not going to cause any more drama. But I think at the heat of the moment, if you remember that game, it was chaotic, everything going on. So maybe Mike Dean's choice of words and his account of that is wrong. He's not protecting his mate. As a result, probably what it's looked like he's done. But I just think everything that's going, let's get off this pitch. Let's forget.
Ben, it's not the greatest line, but here's a question I want to ask you. Hopefully you can hear this one.
Yeah.
It's big and brave of him coming out and saying it now he's retired. Why didn't he do it the day after? Why didn't he admit that he's a coward?
Because
This is the actions of a coward.
maybe, but would you? It's his job. It's his livelihood. If he comes out and says,
Well, no, but then that just
no livelihood.
But then that just
And
basically.
how many more times this happened with other referees then, Ben? Like, well, because you've got a mate who's a referee, you want to protect him. You've got to do your job.
That's wrong. You're right.
Your job is to get him
If
over,
you-
and it's a red card. How do you think Cucurella feels? His hair being pulled?
No, I agree. And if you're a police officer, you don't protect a mate that's murdered someone.
That's
Exactly.
I mean, you know, that you've chosen those words there, police officer, right? Protecting someone. Okay, that's a bit extreme because that's the law. But basically, what he's come out and admitted to doing, and Gabby's right. This was not just a mistake. This was a decision he deliberately made, knowing it was wrong. Knowing it was wrong. This is not off the cuff mistake. This is not something he's gone and done. We all make mistakes. This was a deliberate decision that he knew when he made it was the wrong thing to do.
But did he know it when he made that decision?
Yes, he's admitted that. He's protected his mate.
Ben,
He's made that.
He's admitted in hindsight that's what he's done. But at the heat of the moment, do you think he sat there and thought...
Yeah, I do. He's admitted that. That's what he said.
Ben, the VAR screen isn't next to the away fans who all got stones in their hands ready to throw at the referee.
makes no
so I don't
sense.
understand why the way he's saying he's protecting him.
It makes no sense.
It's a referee's job to go over to the VAR, look at it, red card. You can't say, "Oh, it's your friend, protect him." Let's just call it. A win for Chelsea. Game over.
Let's go and speak to Mark, who's a Chelsea fan. Mark, good afternoon.
Good evening, Mark. It's evening.
Afternoon or evening, Mark? What do you want to say? Afternoon or evening?
Good afternoon to you guys.
What's going on here? When's it evening?
It's 6 o'clock, I told you. Go on, Mark, what do you want to say, matey?
I'm a Chelsea fan. That was a very important game because it basically kicked off our demise, which we're still in the middle of. Because also, that's the game where Kante went off at half-time, and since then we were rubbish. But it's hilarious to me. I mean, this is not Yul Brynner we're talking about. It's not a bald man. This is like Rasputin. So much hair. How can you miss that?
Yeah, that's true.
But I've got to hand it to Mike Dean. A person I've always hated, never liked his decisions. I like him marginally more than Anthony Taylor. I like him marginally more than that famous Chelsea fan Anthony Taylor, who was refereeing the game. But I tell you what, he's got a new career now. He's left. People are so naive. This is a guy pushing his own.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
As a personality, this is the most outrageous admission.
Yes, yeah.
This is guaranteed.
We saw Mark Clattenburg. Thanks for the call, Mark. We saw Mark Clattenburg do something similar. Ironically, it was the same scoreline, 2-2. It was the Battle of the Bridge when Spurs played Chelsea, when Chelsea were 2-0 down. Actually, that was the day that Leicester won the Premier League title. He came out and admitted that actually he didn't book or send off players for a similar kind of reasons. Something about that fixture. 0371722. Gab, I'm with you.
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.